So just to kind of recap this episode, we have three things that we can keep in mind regarding our experiences with betrayal to assist us with our quest, right? So 1, get to the point of accepting that whenever you go into a situation, whether it's relationship, business, whatever that is, there's always the potential for betrayal.
See, and that's the realization that you have to come to grips with, right? Like Machiavelli says, people are greedy, fickle. They're fickle and greedy for profit, right? You have to understand that in spite of all our progress, in spite of all our sophistication, right? There's still the mammalian brain in there, and the impulses of taking, of consuming, of destroying the opposite for our own personal gain. That is in there, inside every single person that you come across, even the goody ones, and you have to be cautious and aware that there's that potential. So unlike Malcolm X, who did not foresee betrayal and couldn't conceive of it, you have to be able to recognize it and say, this is something that could happen. And this is something that most likely will happen. Because if you are expecting something to potentially happen, right, it's easier to deal with, but it also allows you to be open, right? It allows you to be open because now you're going in there. I know that this could happen. I know that there's a potential for this. I'm going to go into it and I'm going to do it. And that's the basis of a relationship, right? Because it could happen. Yeah. That's a relationship of a new adventure, of a new endeavor. You have to be that open, but also recognize that there's a possibility for that. Not being naive and not avoiding it.
Right. Okay. So 2, this kind of goes with number 1, but accept the reality that there will come a time when you will be betrayed.
That is true.
It's just a part of
it. Will rain.
Right.
It doesn't matter, right? It will rain. Right. And you could feel betrayal. Like, again, some people consider your children going away and not having your same values as a betrayal, right? You will kind of like the company is moving in a different direction, and you gave your blood, sweat, and tears to that place, but they decided to go in a different direction. Their value systems change. Things evolve in a different direction. You have to understand that those things will happen. So you do want to be secure, but you want to be secure in something other than the ultimate things of relationship. You want to be secure in your value system. You want to be secure in the way that you conduct your life. You want to be secure in, have a physiological foundation of how to keep yourself in good standing. If something goes awry, but
I think you really hit it on the head. I think having a good foundation of values is really what will carry you through these things. You know what I mean? Because if you have a low sense, a low self-worth, then you're not gonna make it, or you're gonna have difficulties, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a value, that's one of your values. I'm worthy.
Yeah.
Then
self-acceptance.
You can get through that. Yeah, you can get through that. You know what I mean? And that you know that there's room for growth. You know what I mean? That then you know that you'll get through it, right? Yep. You can handle betrayal a little bit easier.
And you could pivot to different directions when you're like, okay, well, I know that this, that things happen. It's not really my fault.
Right.
I just need to move in a different direction. It's harder when you like set your career for a certain thing.
It is.
Right? And that thing kind of like goes away. But that also doesn't mean that it's the end of you.
No. I was just talking about that today with somebody. I was talking about how I am not 100, with my job. I just feel like it's time. I gotta make a move. I gotta do it. I just finished school, so I have to just move on, right?
Correct.
It's time. But it feels like a betrayal because I feel like there should be more, that they should have done more for me, But I also have to understand that it's okay. My worth is more important to me. And so it's time for me to make a decision to move forward. You know? And if it's not with that organization, then it might be somewhere else. And that's okay.
And that's okay too.
So, okay. And number 3, move through the stages quickly. The stages of, you're talking about the stages of grief. Mm-hmm. Okay. Quickly, and avoid getting stuck in the anger stage.
Yeah.
Just elaborate on that really quick.
So let me just kind of like go over. So you have the denial. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, this shouldn't have happened to me. Oh my God, how did this happen?
Right.
You know, which is what Malcolm X was alluding to, right? Number 2, anger. Bargaining, when you start figuring, okay, well, is this? And then you got depression, mm-hmm. you know, feeling depressed, and then acceptance, right? Mm-hmm. Anger is that point in which that's when, if you don't move past that stage, you're going to get stuck. Mm-hmm. And like your life becomes to get stuck, you know, because when you're angry, there's very little else that could come in there.
Right.
You know, there's no light.
Well, that's a blockage.
It's like a black hole. There's no light that's going to go through that.
It's like being in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. So there's no light that's going to go through that. And the only thing that could actually break it, right, is, you know, how do you surpass anger? You got to dive into it, and you got to break through it.
Confront it.
And you have to confront it. Mm-hmm. And you have to be able to eventually see it for what it is and then be able to move on. That is hard to do.
I think it really is too, coupled with what you just said. I think it's really about accepting that you're human.
Yes.
And that it's okay to feel what you're feeling.
Yes.
But it's not okay to stay stuck.
It's not okay
feeling.
to stay stuck.
Right?
Because again, the idea is to evolve.
Right.
And to move past it.
And you can't move past it if you stay angry.
If you stay angry. Because if you're going to stay angry at the world, at people and stuff, then what you're giving away is your essence. Yeah. You know, you're giving away your essence. You're giving away the part of the view of that's important. Yeah. And that's to find another way to continue your life and to continue to share that light that is within you.
Yeah.